Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday's video was quite a controversial one. I've been bullish on the market. I've been bullish on Bitcoin non-stop since November 2020. I've barely ever said anything remotely macro bearish since then, and my overarching viewpoint has been entirely bullish since then, and my overarching viewpoint has been established through the bounds of the 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle which says that we should be topping out around October 2025. We are in October 2025, and so I'm becoming progressively more and more cautious of any downside price action, because I recognize that if the cycle is playing out, any downside price action could be a bear market confirmation move. In yesterday's video, I did get particularly bearish. I took a more bearish tone than usual, and I said it is over, probably. I'm not fully convinced at this point, and I actually clarified even further in a kind of post I made a few hours after the video was posted to fully establish my viewpoint. I think there is still a glimmer of hope that we could swing to the upside from here, but I do think that a swing to the upside from here could look quite a bit different to a regular 4-year cycle top. I think we are almost out of time. We look at it from a 4-year cycle perspective. The cycle says October top, maybe that can push into early November. That's only a couple more weeks at a maximum, right? Maybe 20 days at a maximum for Bitcoin to swing back upwards in 20 days and break these major levels and break all-time highs. I feel as though if it was to do that, it could potentially break the cycle as a whole. So in my view, the two main cases on the table, one of them is bear market breakdown, regular bear market, and the other one is swing to the upside and potential massive explosion to the upside, which could even break the cycle as a whole. The days tick by, and as I see less and less price action to the upside with the days ticking by and the time running out, the scenario in which we see a regular top within the 4-year cycle and a new high within the bounds of early November gets less and less and less. Something big is going to be happening, whether it be bearish confirmation or an actual massive bullish breakout. That is my view on the market right now. I'm going to expand on that in this video. Currently, I am still sticking to that more bearish stance. I do see the glimmers of hope. I do see the structures that seem to be intact, but I also see a lot of stuff not in optimal position. Let's get into it. Before we do so, go ahead and check out the Bitunix Exchange. It's a global exchange. It's non-KYC. It's never been hacked before, and it's been on the market for 5 years. So extensive track record, globally accessible, and no security breaches. This is a great exchange for all of those reasons, on top of the fact that it's a major exchange with all of the major trading pairs you would expect from a major exchange. If you're interested in this, it's the one I use personally. I've been using it for over a year now as my main primary exchange. And I've actually got a referral link down there in the comment section below and the description. You can click on that referral link. You can sign up with it with an email address and a password, and you'll get a 15% exclusive Wolves of Crypto trading fee discount on your account for life. So use that link for that discount, guys. Appreciate it. Cheers. Some of the big red flags that have been occurring on Bitcoin over the last few days have been, one main one is the bull market support band breakdown. Now we have the weekly candle close in 14 hours, which could potentially validate this bull market support band breakdown. If Bitcoin gets above $110.8 thousand by the end of this 14-hour period, Bitcoin is back in a safe position. But unless it does that, this bull market support band breakdown is actually quite concerning. The bull market support band is in orange. You've probably heard me talk about it a few times now. Ideally, we don't have to keep talking about it over and over again. Hopefully, this is the last time we'll see what happens. But it clearly has offered local support in the last 3 swings to the downside. It's more than that, though. It's a cyclically relevant indicator. It's an indicator that is always tested in Q3 before the final blow-off top to all-time highs. It's done that this cycle. It's done that in 2021. There's that September retest before the blow-off top to all-time high. And there's that September retest here in 2017 going right back to just about 8 years ago. September retest before the blow-off top to all-time high. And that's actually when the altcoin season really started to kick off in 2017. So this is an indicator that is more than just a moving average that offers basic support and resistance. It does that, but it also seems to have some sort of cyclical trend in regards to Q4, Q3. And the fact that we broke below that indicator, as well as the support zone, which was bolstered by, and we're struggling to get back above that level now, that is concerning. There's no other way to put it. That is a concerning situation. And that kind of sparked my fear yesterday that this could be the end of the bull market. Now, given the fact that we've seen those breakdowns, we have to remember they haven't been fully validated yet because we haven't seen the weekly candle close. We also have to remember that those aren't the only indicators that matter across the Bitcoin chart. The reason why it's particularly concerning right now is because of how late and how deep we are digging into the cycle. We are running low on time. Now, we do have support, right? We have what seems to be a megaphone pattern, which is a bullish megaphone pattern. Clear retest for support on 3 occasions there. It's where you have resistance zone expanding, support zone expanding. The structure's getting bigger and bigger over time. We also have a major moving average, which is the 50-week moving average. And you can see this cycle, particularly the 50-week moving average, the blue line on the screen here, has acted as a basis for major support. It did it in 2021 as well, by the way. And, it basically caught the last 2 corrections from falling off an absolute cliff. On extended retests, it managed to hold on to it. So the fact that that level is not broken yet as well, again, offers a glimmer of hope. But again, my concern about the Bitcoin chart is not so much about structure. Rather, I'm starting to see some minor structural flaws, and I see the clock ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking. That's my concern. It's not really a entirely structural thing, which is why when people in my video yesterday said, oh, you're too bearish, the structure doesn't look too bad yet. Again, it's not really a structural thing. It's also about time. The structure's not ideal. We've seen some breakdowns. They haven't been fully validated yet. We've got some support here. 50-week SMA, we just brought it up. This megaphone pattern, we just brought that up as well. 2-week RSI chart. Yeah, it looks pretty weak. We're testing it again for a third separate time here. But again, we still are holding on to that level. Okay, true. We've seen rejections from this angle of regression, logarithmic regression curve chart on 2 separate occasions. We've seen rejections from the power law chart here on multiple occasions. We've seen rejections from this 12-year-long level of, sorry, not 12 years, 8-year-long level of support in white on 3 separate occasions in the last couple of months. These things are all causes for concern. But yes, it's correct that we haven't actually seen a complete collapse. There are still support structures within this current price range. And I really do hope we see a swing to the upside, because I can tell you right now, if we don't swing to the upside, there's absolutely zero chance that we will see an altcoin season or any more positive Ethereum price action. Right? Ethereum and altcoins only run after Bitcoin if they begun running at all in any serious way, and that just hasn't happened, especially for the altcoin market. So my argument right now, and I think maybe it was badly encapsulated in the title and maybe the introduction of yesterday's video, I did clarify that in the posts. My argument right now is not that it's completely over, we're screwed. My argument right now is that it's looking rough, and as the days tick on, the chances of us seeing another all-time high within the bounds of the regular 4-year cycle diminishes because we're running low on time, okay? And I look at the structures that have pinned Bitcoin down for resistance. I see 3 consecutive resistance retests here. If Bitcoin is going to have a regular 4-year cycle top, that regular 4-year cycle top probably won't be breaking out of major resistance zones like this and topping out within 2 weeks from now, given the fact we're still 10% below those resistance zones, or 20% almost below those resistance zones. If we come up and break these levels, we break this chart right here, we break the power law chart right here, we break the logarithmic regression chart right here, we're not going to be topping out a week later, okay? These levels breaking will give Bitcoin, most likely, huge amounts of upside momentum. And so what I'm saying right now is not that we're all screwed, it's done, we're going down. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm saying that, to me, it seems like 2 scenarios on the table. It seems like that was the normal 4-year cycle top, and we're starting to see weakness, and that weakness will progress and will go downwards. Or we will swing to the upside, and we will go ballistically bullish and break the cycle and top out much later than Q4, and therefore the 4-year cycle's date range trends will be thrown off entirely. So it's kind of a nuanced argument. I see as the days tick on, the chances of a new all-time high while maintaining the 4-year cycle just decreases and decreases and decreases. And in my view, we want to maintain the 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle offers us so much macro predictability. The 4-year cycle is the reason I was able to talk about this price region and this date range 3 years ago, right? The level of precision we've been talking about this exact moment on this YouTube channel is unmatched to any other YouTuber I've seen before. $120,000 to $130,000 in October 2025. I've been saying that since 2022 and 2023. And you can fact check me. You can go into yesterday's video and watch the introduction where I showed the evidence. Right? That's what we risk losing if Bitcoin does not top out in Q4, specifically before early November, in my view. And that's something we don't want to lose. So I'm not a macro bear right now. I think that's a straw man. I think maybe I slightly misrepresented myself yesterday in the video, which is why I clarified in the post. I'm clarifying now. I'm not a macro bear per se, because I don't think we've fully broken everything we need yet. Again, 2-week RSI is something I've been looking at for a long period of time. Everyone's seen me look at it for months, right? It hasn't broken yet. I'm not, a macro bear in the sense that I think we're definitely in a bear market, but I think we're either in a normal bear market with a normal 4-year cycle top, which was right there, or Bitcoin is going to break the cycle and we'll probably, breach the upside very, very massively. That's what look like the two likely scenarios for me now. Is there a chance that Bitcoin can come upwards in the next 2 weeks and top out a little bit higher again and reject from resistance one more time? It's like, yeah, I guess it can. That's 4 resistance retests from the same region in 3 months. That's a very abstract price action, okay? It's not something we generally see at all. In fact, I'm surprised we saw 3. So it's possible. It would just probably involve a lot of manipulation. Things are getting really interesting here. And I'm very excited to update you on the situation as the days progress. I'm sorry, but I can't be more precise. Precision is very limited when we're dealing with the fate of the cycle in the hands of the next couple of weeks. It's bigger than short-term price action, which is why I haven't even bothered to look at short-term price action in this video. So I'm going to be interested to see how it plays out. I'll give you kind of a final note here. It's not advice. I'm not telling you to do anything, but I will say this, right? You have to consider, how much do you lose by being cautious at this phase in the cycle, okay? It would be very easy for Bitcoin to prove that it's going to be going up again. All it needs to do is move upwards a little bit more, right? Pretty much secure a weekly candle close, move upwards more, break the 2-week chart triangle, and then it's open range for probably weeks and weeks to come, right? Being cautious here and being in a position on the sidelines or something like that is not a stupid idea. It's really risk management at 101. You don't necessarily want to be holding on to dear life until absolute confirmation has occurred, because by the time that happens, you could be down very significantly, especially if we're talking about altcoins and Ethereum. You have to weigh the risk-reward ratios, and that's something you can only do personally in your own portfolio, your own risk management, your own, again, risk tolerance. So I can't tell you what to do there, but it is worth considering. I think people get into the mindset a lot of time that, I can only sell when absolute confirmation's been occurred. Not necessarily, right? You can weigh up the decision making and think, okay, is it going to hurt me too much financially if I buy back 15% higher in exchange for confirmation of much higher prices? Well, no, not really. You're just going to be in a little bit of mental anguish for missing some of the move, but nothing actually changes in your bank account. These are just things to consider, because I know on this YouTube channel I talk about macro confirmation a lot, and macro confirmation is very useful from a TA perspective, but reactions are very different to TA, okay? Analysis and how you react to the analysis are two different things, and personal factors do come into account when you're talking about reactions to analysis. And personal factors matter, which is why I don't really publicize how I personally move in the market on this YouTube channel too much. I don't think it helps if I say, I'm holding X, Y, and Z right now. I'm selling here, I'm buying here. That doesn't help, because that's oftentimes influenced by more than just pure raw TA. And if I'm trying to keep the channel objective, I need to just give the TA. I can't be giving you my bias on my personal risk tolerance every video. So I thought that was an interesting final note I just add to the video, and it's a good reminder for people as well, I think. So hopefully you got something out of this video. I understand, again, the videos are getting more and more vague as the days go on. It's because the cyclical clarity is getting more and more vague as we come towards the end of the regular 4-year cycle, and potentially might be breaking it or holding it. This is a very interesting time for sure. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Again, check out the Bitunix Exchange. With the pinned comment down below or the description down below, you'll find my Bitunix referral link. That link will get you literally a 15% lifetime trading fee discount. So if you pay $100 in fees, you're only paying $85, right? You're only paying $85 with my link. So big discount, save some big money, and get on a great global exchange, extremely secure historically speaking, not a single hack, which is a big deal in crypto. Use the link down below to sign up. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you soon.